Welcome to Through Inspired Eyes. Has travel changed the trajectory of your life? I know I've had a few of these impactful moments. Can you think of any? On today's episode, Dorie Morales, CEO and publisher of Green Living magazine, shares how life on a farm in Italy shaped her future. She teaches us ways to be kinder to our earth when traveling, her wellness travel experience, and the powerful impact of her healing journey. Dorie is an inspiration who is helping so many people by using her superpower of publishing. Her magazine, Green Living, is co-hosting the upcoming one-day wellness event with Wander Home. Block your calendars for June 24th because you deserve this time. You'll find me there speaking about mental wellness and authentic ways to sustain joy. And I'm attending the day because I need this dose of wellness, and I deserve this time. Details are in the show notes. Don't forget to use the code Jackie10 for your listener perk. Thank you for listening today and always. If you enjoy the podcast, please follow, leave a review, and share on social media. You can tag me on Instagram at Inspired Journey Consulting, and I'll reshare with gratitude. And remember, travel can heal. Are you looking for ways to be a better you every day? Has travel assisted your healing journey? I'm Jackie Roby, Chief Excellence Officer of Inspired Journey Consulting, and your host for Through Inspired Eyes. Travel is one of the tools I use to overcome trauma. As a sales strategist and diversity, equity, inclusion advocate, I work with healing travel businesses to amplify their voices. It is my mission to grow emotional intelligence, promote healing, and ultimately create a kinder, more inclusive world. I'm grateful to have you here.
Today's episode is sponsored by Isabelle Travel Genie. Are you seeking a deeper experience of culture, nature, and local flavors? Isabelle Travel Genie designs immersive itineraries for active travelers. Aligned with responsible travel companies and luxurious earth-friendly hotels, Isabelle Travel Genie commits to wellness for the traveler and the planet.
Welcome to Through Inspired Eyes. I am beyond thrilled to have the CEO and publisher of Green Living magazine, Dorie Morales, here with me today. She is a powerhouse who is definitely going to inspire you. So welcome, Dorie.
Thank you, Jackie. It's so nice to be on your podcast. I'm really excited that we get to spend this time together, and I love everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I appreciate it. Tell us first and foremost, what is Green Living magazine? What are you about?
Green Living is an eco-conscious lifestyle magazine centered around how you live, work, and play. So we're trying to teach everyone how to educate, empower, and inspire themselves through conscious living. It's really important to just take a minute to really look at your life and your health and how you can connect with the world and be a better person to the planet. And our vision is a world in which future generations live, work, and play sustainably.
That's amazing. What inspired you to start the magazine?
It actually came to me as a business decision. I had been in the magazine industry for a number of years, but more in the multifamily business, like apartment magazines. And my former business partner came to me and said, I'm thinking about starting a Green Living magazine. We did our due diligence and we realized nothing was like it on the market. As I got deeper into it, I realized I went back to my roots and started thinking about childhood in New Jersey and growing up and going out to the garden and loving being in an acre garden and picking the corn and tomatoes, watching the leaves fall and then turn colors and fall. And then we moved to Scottsdale when I was 7 and I grew up horseback riding. And then I was fortunate to be a foreign exchange student in the south of France, and it was in a Basque region. And there were about 1,500 people there. And my girlfriend's up in Bordeaux drinking wine, having the time of her life. And I'm in this little village and I'm milking cows and sheep and goats and sweeping the farm and just connecting with nature and the earth. And it really set me back to my root. Like it transformed my life. I became a vegetarian and or a pescatarian. It totally changed the trajectory of my life. Leaving that village in the south of France, it's called Espelette.
That's amazing. I love the synergy and connection with nature and animals outside of the human being that we spend so much time around or the house pet. I think there's so much beauty in that and what we see being grounded in nature and wellness. And then also, there's so much work done with horses in terms of mental wellness as well.
And when I was there, a cow gave birth to a baby cow, and that was an incredible experience to see that as well. I'd never seen a large animal give birth to another animal, and that was very inspiring and life changing as well. And I was fortunate to go back to France in 2019 and visit the family that I had lived with when I was an exchange student, and they are continuing to fight the good fight to not have any pesticides or chemicals on any of their farms. So here they are in agriculture, getting all the toxins and chemicals out of their farms. And I have a Green Living magazine in the United States, and they have a little store. And in that little store, they have their own French magazine called Le Plan Naturel, which is Green Living. All their products and everything they did are completely organic and natural. So I'm like, here we are 30 years later, and we're pretty much doing the same thing in our own industries based on the experience of being there when I was 18.
Wow, that is full circle. That's incredible. When you saw the cow giving birth, how did that make you feel?
It was unbelievable just to think of how beautiful life is, and every day you can create a new life, and it was and how important life is to see the birth of a cow, and then just to see that cow connect with nature too, and see the mother fawn over that little baby cow. It was unbelievable, and the family helping the cow and, make sure that everything had happened and in their life probably happened all the time. And to me, it was like this incredible experience because I've always lived in the city and I've never lived on a farm, so it was completely changing.
It's just this environment of care and love and support. I can imagine. I love cows, side note. I'm drawn to them. I think they're very peaceful and beautiful. There's something about them that I really adore. So, Dory, I was wondering, was there a turning point in your life that led you towards mindfulness and wellness and sustainability?
Definitely. I grew up really mindful of exercise and eating correctly, but I lost my sister who was similar to my mother at a young age. And then within a span of a year and a half, I lost my father, my mother, and my brother. Two of them passed away to cancer. And then the other two, it was to lifestyles and health issues and decisions that they made in their life. So after suffering from those losses, I really had to take time to really connect and be more mindful and look at my daily life and want to change the world and make the world a better place. And how can we make more people aware of what you put into your body and how you create your mind space can really change your life in this time with mental health and everything that we're experiencing with COVID. I think it's even more prevalent now.
First of all, I'm so sorry. I don't know when this happened, but it's still a loss no matter how long or close to the date it is. The growth from the grief is very unique and powerful. It doesn't always go that way. So I really commend you and admire you for being able to do that and take that to help others.
Thank you, Jackie. And I think it's really important to connect with other people because I do think a lot of times people go inward and grieve, and it's so important to connect and communicate, whether it's a loss of a family member, a loss of a friend, a loss of an animal. It can be very painstaking. But if you can also turn it around and use it as fuel to help people and educate them and connect with them, again, we are all one.
Absolutely.
I think every day starting the morning off with gratitude. I'm thankful for everything that you have, and whether it's as small as like, thank you for the pillow, thank you for my bed, thank you for my family and my friends and my team and the connections of people that I have.
I couldn't agree more. And I know that that's something that you do every day. So you have self care rituals. Could you share those?
Definitely. I wake up in the morning, and the first thing that I do is have gratitude and be thankful and grateful for everything. And then the second thing I do is I do a quick meditation and then a prayer. And after that, I do a yoga. And then my day has started and I'm off. And if there's a day that I don't do all four of those practices, it changes. And sometimes I'll put in journaling if I have the time, but not as often as I would like.
I can understand that. I think once you start something, that's a beautiful way. And really in the morning, it just gets your day going in the space that you need it to be. So thank you for sharing that. I think those are tips that people can take with them.
Definitely. And if I can do yoga at night or meditate at night, I try, but it's definitely a morning ritual and sprinkled in with if I can get something in the evening, it's a blessing.
Love that. So talk to me a little bit about travel. So how does travel come in with Green Living Magazine?
Travel comes into play with Green Living Magazine because I'm passionate about travel and I'm also passionate about sustainable travel and responsible travel. In this time, it's really important to look at the waste when you travel, look at the products, because if you think about when you go into a hotel and how many little plastic bottles there are, and if you could bring zero waste products with you, like shampoo bars, stainless steel, aluminum containers that you can put your products in. That's just so much less waste. Looking at the suitcases that you're taking with you, are they sustainable brands or are you buying plastic? Because that plastic's just going to wind up in our ocean in one way or another. So, really looking at what you take with you, and also when you get there, what you do on that travel excursion. You really want to connect with the locals. You don't want to eat at chain restaurants, depending on where you're traveling to, but really immerse yourself in the local culture and get to know the language and how much research that you can do and how you can connect with the community, because you can learn so much and really connect with anything outdoors while you're there. And if there's farm to table eating, you can connect with local farmers, experience a picnic on a farm, or go to a wildlife exhibit, look at a local sporting event, depending on where you're going. And if, most of the world, soccer is one of the biggest sports, and you can immerse yourself in a local soccer game or look at local arts and culture, really try to find what's off the beaten path. And also being mindful of your resources while you're there. Don't waste water. And, if you can stay at a hotel that's a green certified hotel, that's great. Or if they have an aquaponics system that they're actually growing their own food, or are they farming on the hotel organically? Are they reusing glass bottles as opposed to plastic water bottles on their site? Small things from you don't need to wash your sheets and towels every day. Always being very mindful of the earth.
I think that's incredible. If I were to ask you what your key selling points are for your business, what would you say? What about who your target audience is? Your goals for this quarter? The action steps you have planned to accomplish those goals. Now, if thinking about this makes you nervous, gets your heartbeat racing, and potentially takes your breath away, but not in a good way, let's stop and take a deep breath. You are not alone. But I have good news. Sales strategy is my superpower. Inspire Journey Consulting is dedicated to wellness, healing, and transformational travel. I work with the visionaries in this business to help ease the stress and teach you 4 key tips to direct pent-up travel demand to ultimately increase your revenue. Whether you're a wellness resort owner, retreat leader, travel advisor, spa owner, or even a healer, I help my clients set achievable goals to effectively impact their bottom line. We work on direct sales, social media strategy, even presence on video. This is your time to get unstuck and shine brighter. My clients appreciate how they're introduced to new ways of building relationships and making an impact while still maintaining their mental wellness. It's about meeting you where you are. Work with Inspire Journey to develop authentic messaging, get insight from an experienced sales professional, and drive revenue to your wellness travel business. Visit inspirejourneyconsulting.com and look for Coaching with Care under the Services menu. Schedule a complimentary consultation call today. Can't wait to talk to you. There's so much connection with what you do and what you stand for at Green Living and transformational travel, regenerative travel, sustainable travel, and wellness travel. And so I love that. I think that's something that our hotel partners out there can see as a resource, that you're very, very much aligned. And that's really a beautiful thing. And with that, you have ventured into a new exciting one-day event coming up that I've spoken about and teased on a couple of episodes. So let's talk more about it.
Definitely. I'm really excited that Green Living has partnered with Wander Home Series, and we're going to have a one-day wellness event. Everything from journaling to mindfulness to meditation. And Jackie is going to be a speaker on the series, as well as Rocco from Mexico. Both of you are going to be keynote speakers. So we're very excited that it's just going to be a wonderful day to stop and reset your mind and rejuvenate yourself.
It's such a beautiful experience. I'm so honored to be a part of it. And I love the opportunity to stop and just take care of yourself. And there are so many beautiful tools that Green Living and Wander Home have put together and crafted this day to really serve you and be able to take those things and move you forward in the world. Just like I continue to say when it comes to wellness travel, you go and you take these experiences, you can bring them into your day-to-day life. And I really appreciate that you're providing this outlet for so many people.
I was inspired to put together this program because I was fortunate to travel to India, actually go to CGH Earth Hotels, and it's a completely responsible travel experience. And I met a yoga master, and he completely changed my life. And after I went to India and met him and connected with him and bought his book, a few months later, when COVID hit, because I think that was February or March, and I had been in India in December, I started a whole new wellness experience of mindfulness, meditation, gratitude in the morning. And so with having that on a daily basis, when I had the opportunity to connect with Linden and you and Rocco and be able to formulate this wonderful day, because it's so important for all of us to just take a minute to reset and to be thankful. And self-care is so, so important.
That's incredible. So your trip to India, where you met a yoga master, what inspired you to go there in the first place?
It was an opportunity with Clean Green Healthy Hotels had actually partnered with the magazine, and we had done some eco events, and they had said, you need to come to Kerala and experience India. And so I actually went with Julie from my team and Discover the World team and 2 of their Canadian reps, and just had this life-changing experience of 7 days in India, doing everything completely responsible, from what we were putting in our body to mindfulness and meditation and connecting with wildlife. And canoeing on the backwaters of Kerala. It was life-changing, and then I was able to write about it in the February issue of the magazine in 2020.
Oh, that's amazing. Is there a way we could provide that link in the show notes? I think that would be really fascinating for people to read. When you speak about it being life-changing, I understand. But where do you think you were mentally, emotionally to where you ended up when you left?
I definitely am a fast-paced person, and I'm always, I think my personality type is a strategist. And if there's not enough on my plate, I'll put more on my plate until it's overflowing. So for me to connect with yoga and breathing and mindfulness, I've done it here and there from time to time, but to really connect and to connect with this yoga master who does yoga every single day, and he's well into his 80s. I even went to his house and bought his book, and it was changing. And now every day I think I'm a lot more relaxed and calm, and I can go, but I have intention and I can focus on my breathing and reset when I'm starting to get overwhelmed, because when you own a magazine and you're on deadline all the time and you have different things, events and people and interviews, you could have a very fast-paced life.
I think so many people can relate to that. I know I can. I've run myself into the ground to get being so busy and not making time. And starting a day with an intention, that alone is grounding. And all the other practices you took home with you, I think that's such a gift.
Thank you. It was an incredible experience.
So, why do you think healthy and sustainable living is so important?
I think that a lot of people forget to connect the dots between lifestyles of health and sustainability, because we can be doing everything amazing for the earth, but if we're not taking care of ourselves and we don't have our own health, then we don't have anything. And there's another great ritual that I like to do. It's called earthing. It's where you take a few minutes and you put your feet out into the grass or out into the ground and you just disconnect. And it helps to get rid of all the EMF and everything that we have based on our phones and our computers, and it just recharges us. So if you haven't done that, I think that's another great way. But it's what you put into your body, and food is medicine, really looking at what you're putting in your body, where your mindset is. It's all interconnected.
Oh, absolutely. What has been the most rewarding part of owning green living?
When I started the magazine, people would send me an email and say, I read your magazine cover to cover. And I've had people say that your magazine changed my life. I was dealing with health issues and I found products and inspiration in your magazine. It helped me on my health journey, helped me to eat more organic, helped me to make more conscious decisions. So having our readers read the magazine all the way through, or sending in an email saying that was the best article that was ever written on me. No one's ever told the story like it was told before. I had other people that have written in saying, I had gastro GI problems and I could never find a solution. After years of going to different doctors, I found a great product. And then my mom found a great product in your magazine, and now we're healthier. We also had someone who was a columnist who shared his cancer journey from having stage 4 lymphoma. He completely changed his life, plant-based, went to a place down in Mexico to find natural chemotherapy. He did have to do chemo as well, but took all herbs and everything and cured his cancer. And so we had people who were subscribing to the magazine from all over the United States and internationally because they wanted to read his 12-month story, his cancer journey. And then we would get calls in the office saying, is Rick Coggins going to be at your next event? Because my daughter has lymphoma, stage 4 lymphoma cancer, and we just want to meet him. Or I have lymphoma, and is he going to be at your next event? I just really want to connect with him. Or do you have his phone number? We want to call him. So being able to really touch and shape people's lives and then also at events where people say, I love your events because I learned so much and I could take something. I have a nugget that I take away after watching a film and I learned about plastic. I'm not using plastic water bottles anymore, or I'm going to make a simple solution and I'm going to not use plastic bags. Because once you get that one nugget, then it goes to 2 and 3 and 4, and it starts to change, just like our event with the wellness. If people take away, I'm going to now start journaling, or I'm now going to start to sound heal, they've learned a new modality, which could be life changing.
Wow. You're just doing so much good for the world and really helping people. And that is truly the best reward.
Definitely being able to help someone and to be able to educate someone is have them learn something.
So, Green Living has now been in publication for 10 years, correct?
That is correct.
And you've had some pretty notable covers, the best way to put it. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the people that have graced the cover of Green Living?
Definitely. After our 10-year anniversary, we rebranded the magazine. And so we were really excited. We took some time to really listen to what our audience wanted and put those categories into the magazine. And we launched that in September. And Deepak Chopra was on the cover of our September issue. And he had actually written for the magazine and his partner, David Simon, in 2011, 2012. So it was amazing after 10 years to have him come back on the cover. And then we've had Zoe Deschanel on the cover, and she's talking about her vertical growing system called Let Us Grow. We've had Nikki Reed, who left her acting career at Twilight series and now is working on getting the gold out of computers and repurposing it into jewelry, which is pretty amazing. And Gina Lee Nolan, who was the star of Baywatch, she actually talks about her health and wellness journey and some of her natural products that she has as well.
That's phenomenal. I know the cover that I had seen immediately was Zoe Deschanel, and I just think she's brilliant. And then when we had our conversation around Deepak, and just it's a big rah rah for all of us, right? To see someone who's a celebrity, but also that there are people that are making changes in a healthy, happy, sustainable way.
Definitely. I interviewed Deepak Chopra again for the June, July issue, and he has a mission right now to create a community around consciousness of 1 billion people. And he's currently in the tens of millions right now. So I think it's so important that we all come together and realize that we move from me to we to oneness. We can just connect as a conscious community. And I feel this event's going to help us to do that as well.
That's fantastic. And I would absolutely agree. When it comes to the upcoming event, there are so many opportunities. So there's going to be an opportunity, obviously, to attend. I'm going to have that in the show notes with the code Jackie10, your little VIP perk as listeners. But also, I know we have sponsor opportunities as well.
Definitely. We have anything from putting your product in our gift bag to having ads in Green Living magazine, showing a video at the event, or coming on to the event and being a speaker as well. So there's a lot of great sponsorship opportunities to be able to connect with the like-minded community and really get your product or your book or your nutrition or whatever you have to connect with the conscious community and bring awareness to your brand.
I love that. I'll have these contact details in the show notes as well, because we would love to have your business featured into this audience of conscious travelers. There is a question that I ask all of my guests, and it's, what does inclusive travel mean to you? And I don't always talk about it because I'm interested to see what people say. And sometimes it doesn't really hit home, but I loved yours. And you said, we are all one. It's so important to connect together and see how we can all assist each other. I just thought it was really beautiful. And I wanted to take a moment to thank you for that.
Thank you. I think it's one of my missions to really, that it's so important that everybody is connected and we can make a difference, but we have to connect with each other.
I couldn't agree more. So as we wrap up, I like to ask my guests their 3 key selling points. So what are the 3 key selling points for Green Living Magazine?
We are a passionate, eco-conscious community. Our readers are brand loyal. We're providing our readers with valuable content to improve their lives and connect with them and the people and companies who share their values and priorities.
Absolutely. And I will share with you what I think your 3 key selling points are. And I would start with that improving lives. You are creating a space for growth and support. And that is a beautiful thing. You are being leaders in a world of eco consciousness. And there is always some goodness and growth in what you're doing, whether there's events, virtual events, the magazine, and then some. You are continuing with a mission to help.
Wow. Thank you.
Dorie, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for your time.
Thank you, Jackie, for having me. And I really have enjoyed this time with you as well.
Well, thank you again, everyone. The event is June 24th. The link is in the show notes. And until next time, stay inspired.